There is no such thing as an armchair anarchist. So says Gil Scott Heron, a black poet and musician born on April Fool's Day, 1949 in Chicago, Illinois. Known today as the godfather of rap, Scott Heron mixed spoken word poetry with jazz soul fusion. In 1970, he released his most famous call to action track, "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." In the song, Scott Heron proclaims the impossibility of passive involvement in the Black Power movement of the 70s because resistance is necessarily proactive.
The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions.
In other words, the movement won't be broadcast to the flat screen mounted to the wall of your living room. Xerox or Coca-Cola or Charmin Ultrasoft won't fund television programs which are fundamentally misaligned with their corporate interests. And corporations don't stand to benefit from the structural upheavals sought out by revolutionaries. The same is true today for the screen in your pocket. Websites like Instagram have been known to shadow ban users that speak out about the genocide in Palestine, for example. Tech nonprofit The Markup conducted a study in which they found that Instagram heavily demoted non-graphic images of war, deleted captions, and hid comments without notification, erratically suppressed hashtags, and denied users the option to appeal when the company removed their comments.
The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen.
Movies are massively expensive to make and massively profitable. These studios, directors, and actors are immensely wealthy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the rich are inherently alienated from the human experience and thus cannot advocate for actual change because it risks undermining the exploitation and suffering their castles are built upon. But Scott Heron has a point. The revolution won't come in the form of a blockbuster movie with A-list actors. In Paul Thomas Anderson's 2025 political satire thriller One Battle After Another, the revolution is very much televised. The film is obsessed with Gil Scott Heron. The Revolution Will Not Be Televised not only features on the movie's soundtrack, its lyrics are repurposed as a secret revolutionary passphrase.
Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction. Come on, baby, say it back to me.
Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant.
One Battle After Another is a tonal roller coaster, sometimes serious and sometimes silly. The film opens on a group of militant revolutionaries known as the French 75, freeing detained migrants from a detention center on the US-Mexico border. On the other hand, DiCaprio's character is Bob, a washed-up pothead on a mission to rescue his daughter, Willa. Bob throws a fit over the phone when he can't remember the previously mentioned secret passphrase.
Fuck. You know, I don't remember that part. All right, let's just not nitpick over the password stuff. Look.
Reactions to the movie have been divisive. Conservatives called One Battle After Another leftist drivel. Leftists couldn't decide if the film critiques the fetishization of black women or just straight up fetishizes black women. Most notably, the leftist she-they in my life sent me a half-star review she found on Letterboxd after we watched the movie together, a review I will now read an excerpt from. I haven't been so offended by a movie in a long time. This is disgraceful. It doesn't surprise me to see the general public heap praise on this movie, but I'm stunned by the number of leftists I see raving about this. Maybe that's just a reminder of how far gone the American left is. My goodness, the way black women are portrayed in this made me ill. Teyana Taylor was reduced to the worst of Hollywood's caricature of black women, an oversexed Jezebel who can't even so much as finish a revolutionary mission without quenching her thirst for the white man. The inclusion of Jungle Pussy, I know she's a rapper, shout out Trader Joe's, that's a bop, felt intentional given how this whole thing portrayed black women. I mean, come on. The name Jungle Pussy? Are you kidding me? In the scene we're about to watch, the French 75 are robbing a bank to fund their revolutionary mischief. Watch for how the movie contrasts two very different depictions of black power.
Get on your fucking knees. Now!
Get your noses in the carpet. My name is Jungle Pussy. This is what power looks like. See my face? This some set it off shit. I don't want you. I just want your money. Your money pays for my artillery, my supplies, my transportation, my dynamite, my message. I am what black power looks like. See my face? See my face?
JP, played by Shayna McHale, is wearing fashionable boots, a colorful dress and jacket, jewelry, eyeliner. She struts across the countertop, swinging her pistol around for emphasis, not intending to kill anyone. JP revels in pulling her mask down. She says, "See my face," twice, first as a question, and then again as a declaration of visibility. She is loud, confident, and powerful.
I'm the Press 75.
Until the gun goes off. The camera holds a beat on JP's horrified face before we cut to Perfidia Beverly Hills, played by Teyana Taylor.
Stop moving. Stop fucking moving. Stop fucking moving, man.
Dressed in all black. Black jacket with the hood pulled up, black socks hiding her legs, practical footwear. Unlike Jungle Pussy, Perfidia's gun is not a conversation piece. Her aim is trained on the guard, never wavering. One battle after another stages Jungle Pussy for the sake of undermining her. She's all talk. Perfidia, on the other hand, puts her money where her mouth is. Perfidia is a real deal revolutionary. Except, the guard she shoots just happens to be black, when all of the bank tellers we see during JP's speech were conveniently white. So, according to the logic of this scene, how is a black woman supposed to be powerful? She can't be too vocal or draw excessive attention to herself, but if she does take action, she'll only end up hurting other black people. The movie mocks Jungle Pussy and condemns Perfidia without offering a substantial alternative. Really tricky because one battle after another is genuinely thrilling. I watched it twice in theaters, 2 days in a row. That scene, oh, my hand is so cold. That scene in the bank leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but I don't think the movie is totally bankrupt. In fact, it's quite invested in building a stronger intergenerational coalition on the left. Remember that bit from earlier with DiCaprio's character forgetting the secret passphrase? Bob spends half the movie quibbling with this smug, self-righteous hotline operator.
I think we had a little misunderstanding. I think we got off on the wrong foot. I was trying to get the rendezvous point for my daughter,
right.
Willa.
If you can't answer what time is it, I cannot give you the rendezvous point. This is a key tenet of the rebellion. I'm surprised you can't name it. I don't know if you...
One battle after another is making a point about leftist infighting. Bob and the operator are fundamentally aligned and fighting the same battle. But they can't work together until they put a stop to their peacockish posturing. The project of leftist politics is all about mutual aid. and banding together as a community. A person's familiarity with Marx shouldn't dictate whether or not they get roped under the tent. During June's No Kings protests, most of my lefty friends rolled their eyes. And I do get it. The rallies didn't have much bite to them, especially after a decade of Democrats defining themselves as anti-Trump without really offering their own vision to the American public. But I do think it could be a first step if leftists play their cards right. We stand a much better chance of radicalizing our center-lib parents when we start from our shared values and underlying alignments. When Bob is finally reunited with Willa, she screams at him, insisting he repeat the Scott Heron passphrase we keep hearing about.
Willa? Willa?
Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction!
No, baby, it's me. Will, it's me.
Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction!
Okay. It's your dad, Willa.
The secret password was only ever a proxy for something that Willa should be able to see with her own eyes. Bob is family. In the end, they toss away the passphrases and the literature, and they come together as father and daughter and as part of their community. Are you convinced? Is this $100 million movie actually calling for leftists to band together? After all, one battle after another is televised, so shouldn't we be skeptical of its message? Back to Gil Scott Heron.
The revolution wasn't televised in the 60s. Is it going to be televised in the 90s?
Well, you know, the catchphrase, what that was all about, the revolution will not be televised, that was about the fact that the first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. So when we said that the revolution will not be televised, we were saying that, like, that the thing that's going to change people is something that no one will ever be able to capture on film. It'll just be something that you see, and all of a sudden you realize, I'm on the wrong page.
Maybe we ask too much of our movies. Just like a rally or a compelling conversation, cinema might be able to nudge someone in the right direction and maybe even prompt a political revelation if we're lucky. But it can't ever do the work for you. The change must take place in your mind.
Evil game, I foresee terrible trouble, and I stay here just to say I'm a fool to do your dirty work, oh yeah. I don't wanna do your dirty work no more. I'm a fool to do your dirty work, oh yeah.